and today I'm going to dip my toes into the retro video game console discussion by talking about one of the consoles that actually went up against Atari back in its day and did relatively well. We're going to talk today about the Intellivision.
The Intellivision was test marketed in 1979 in North America and officially released in 1980. This is the first iteration. It's a little bit on a brown with a wood paneling front and some gold plates at the top to make it stand out. It was meant to be something fancy, you know, like you put on the top of your TV and stuff like that. The controllers look like TV remotes, what with its numeric keypad and directional disc, but you also have these buttons on the sides of the controller. Like, I don't understand why you need so many buttons. To put the controller away, what you're supposed to do is take the wire and round it the back of the controller, that's what the indentation is for, and then put it back into place, but half the time it doesn't work, and it sticks out like this. Now what's the point? The Intellivision was RF, so at the end of the system, besides the power, you'd get a connector that looks like this, and there really wasn't a place for you to plug it into your TV. So instead, you always had to make sure that you had one of these things on hand. Yeah, this box. So you plug it in, and then on the end of the box, you would have this little thing right here. Yeah, these forks. And you'd have to take the forks and screw them into your TV. But if you didn't have screws in the back, you'd need to get a thing like this. This was an antenna adapter. And essentially, it would provide the screws for you. So you put it at the end of the box, screwing it in one fork at a time. Isn't this the very definition of tedious? So anyway, when you're done screwing around, you pull on it, make sure it's nice and tight, and then all you have to do is plug it into the back of your TV like so, and make sure that the switch is in the correct position. Now if you want a simpler hookup, get yourself one of these. I actually bought this on Amazon, it was like $4 and some change. But anyway, with this, you can take the box off the cable and toss it. Then, simply take the cord and attach the adapter to the end, and life is good.
Now, if you thought hooking up the Intellivision was weird, just wait until we get into our next subject, because after all, you can't have a console without games to play on it.
So these are the Intellivision games, looking nice and colorful, coming inside these fantastic box things. Personally, I like to arrange them by color. It looks better that way, as opposed to just doing it, you know, alphabetically. Boxes came in different styles too. This one opens like a book. You have the game, the manual, and the overlays. Fantastic stuff. Then you have this kind, where it doesn't open from the sides, but you have to open it instead from the top. And that one, you have the game, and you gotta fish for the manual, and the overlays too. Wow. This is complex. I hate it. Get it out of my face. And just for fun, I also have these ones from iMagic. Now, they don't open at all. Instead, they're like VHS covers. So they slip out from the bottom, you have the manual, and then there's the overlays. What is up with this? Speaking of overlays, let's talk about them. This is an important component to being able to play any game on the Intellivision. You slide them into the controller like this, and now you can see what the keys do. And they wouldn't come out because of this little bump that's up at the top of the controller, which prevents the overlay from sliding out accidentally. Some of these overlays were essential, like this one here for Advanced Dungeons & Dragons. Some had game artwork like this one here for Dragonfire, and some just confused the ever-living crap out of me. And on that subject, let's look at the Intellivision 2, which is supposed to be a more streamlined version of the Intellivision. The controllers are actually into the top, and as you can see, they're boxier than the older ones. But there's one thing that stands out on them. The controllers, instead of being hardwired, are actually ported in, so you can remove them and replace them from other controllers. But don't try using anything other than an Intellivision controller, because I tried it and it won't work. 2 is more compact than the 1 though. Here's a side-by-side. Now here's top to bottom. But it doesn't matter which model of Intellivision you have, because getting the games in is a straight pain in the ass. Not only do you have to insert it, but you also have to wiggle it around to make sure that it's insecure before you put on the power. But I know what you're really looking forward to. You really want to see how this thing plays, don't you? Now I want to show you some games, but I don't have the right equipment to record them yet. So I guess for now I'll just play them. Don't worry though, we will pick this up later. For now, just enjoy a beautiful, invigorating game of Beam Rider. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.